Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm going to do this next main quest, which is Deep Secrets of the Earth. My plan at the moment is to try and get through as many of the main quest sort of line, as much of the main quest line as I can, until I get the good armour that everybody keeps fucking raving about. And I feel like I should have really committed to this much earlier, and when I was halfway through this one, I got a little message saying, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because some of the errands will disappear forever." And I thought, oh, I better go and do a bunch of other stuff. And then I went and did the errands that related particularly to this town, and then did a bunch of other stuff, and yeah, I probably did too much of that. Too many other quests, and yeah, I think I've done too much of the game for me to really get a chance to get the apparently shiny awesome armour and actually genuinely have some time enjoying it. But we'll see.
The usurpers think nothing of asking for a cease.
Also not sure where I'm supposed to be going. Did I climb down here? See, I tried this before, right? I got halfway across there and then got fudged. Got proper fudged. Like that. And that was essentially what happened to me.
The other side of the tower. Look for a vent.
Just, mate, just get off that. She won't jump down. It's telling me to go there, and I can't get off this wall. I'm holding down. I'm hitting the... Shouldn't go that way. For fuck's sake, jump off the thing! Maybe that is the wrong way. Maybe I should just... This is fucking outrageously bad. Ah, okay. Square button always lets go of ledges.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say. I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused. No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
Right, in we go. That was the message that scared me off the last time. Now, this is going to be very bad because I've been playing The Witcher 3 for the past
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from.
So I'm going to get all the buttons wrong.
Achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. Malfunction. Malfunction.
Are you
Malfunction.
kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobek here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
I guess, yeah.
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
You may want to stand back from that, hen. Told you.
I underestimated you. So by now,
Oh, that's going to ruin that entire town, city.
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Explore the facility. Do we
Welcome
have?
to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Done. From reception staff to admin. Subject, we need support too! Exclamation mark, oh dear. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing 20 candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused, some are highly agitated. These are not the sorts of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Langbots are not sufficient. And mild sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails? Ah, ignored. Ignored. Ooh, what does this one say? From lounge staff to admin. Subject, another incident. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who serve on the front line, we are tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators, fluent in Polish for example, security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists for example, and dermal sedatives to calm the persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling their chairs and vases at reception staff for example. Yes, most of the candidates who are reasonably calm and well behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. Please respond. So shit's kicking off in reception then. Nobody's happy about it. Right, do we have a... We do have a map. Let's have a wee look at how... reasonably big. Reasonably big. Oh, and there's an upstairs. Which means I'm going to get lost. Because that is my in-game... Well, that is my real-life superpower when playing games.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
Get my ones mixed up. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by the candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. Fucking hell. So there's something distressing going on.
Proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage varietals? That's not what. I'm going to lose it. Please respond, and this time, no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jokes. Okay? Well, someone is reaching the end of their tether. Which is quite understandable in the face of, you know, the human race disappearing from Earth. Mostly. Right, that's the thing. I thought it was that, but it's that, which is, I guess, through here? Yeah. Oh, it's the door. Ha! That was silly of me. Anything else? Nope.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
CD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Oh, good.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Helis, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating. Waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Helis, out.
Fucking knew it was clones, man. Had to be. So Zero Dawn's them taking scientific genetic data, I'm guessing, mostly?
Makes sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
So, yeah, real talk. Oh, hello. Can we... No, we can't. Alright. Gotta check everything. It's still kind of an RPG. Yeah, so what they did was they stored some genetic information, and much like the plants that they have that are still churning out machines, they started basically, I don't know, genetically engineering humans? Did they maybe freeze some cryogenically somehow, or put them into some sort of stasis? But whatever it was that started the humans again also started up the machines again. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. The metal flowers have got something to do with it. Possibly.
Castrals. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
Let's see ladders. There's one over here. Can we do that? Don't come back for that. There's only two more.
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Helis? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
Well, it matters for the continuation of the human race, matey.
Want to discuss?
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeith was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty, too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate.
Yep.
Priority snatch and grab.
Physical prowess.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
I like how they have the clear criminal with a Southern American accent. That's in no way stereotypical.
You previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the chariot line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And nope. I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Right, gonna go around the other side and take out these guys. Come on, wee guy. Up this way. Not you. So for debriefing after presentation, candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they've received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly, but clearly and firmly. Familiarise yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm, Addendum B, and the unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar or undersea structures, Addenda C1, C2 and C3, so that you can counter candidates' objectives in depth. If a candidate asks for time to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are data corrupted. Interesting. as they get by each other. Ah, shit. Going in there. What the fucking race where I am?
We're too close to the travel crypt to stop us now. The data points, what do they contain?
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said. Not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
The German chick knows the score. Yeah, that's the thing. Already read. Keep thinking they're going to be something, but they never damn well are.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
Everyone's fucked, they want your
General
genes.
Hera said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Guess we'll find out when we go into room number 2.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
And it can't be
Do
done.
you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics.
Yep.
For that kind of storage we're talking, a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
Oh
You
my
people are
god.
crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
So, right, new current theory is that the mention of embryonic whatchamacallit is what they send into space. They put a bunch of basically, embryos and fetuses and stuff like that to breed folk, as well as some cloning stuff, because she must be an almost direct clone, or at least very much a very close genetic daughter, if you like, to Elizabeth Sobeck. So maybe, right, just work with me here, they went up into space with the embryos and with some stuff for plant growth and all that sort of carry on, and fired it back to Earth after they figured the machines had wrecked the biosphere and would run out of power and all that sort of carry on, and the only chance they had was for humanity to basically outrace the reproduction of the machines, which is interesting. It's actually very interesting. That's not nailed down in stone or anything yet, but that's what I think happened. Fire striker, it's probably going to be shit, mate, and no use to me, mate.
CZ02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Alright, let's see it.
Elizabeth Sobeck.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew?
So the metal flowers.
This is the aim, the hope of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness.
Yeah.
What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start.
Yeah.
We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world, and most important, how not to repeat our mistakes.
Well done.
It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
That is fucking cool. That is proper cool.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot?
It wasn't.
Why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Didn't have enough time to get the Library of Knowledge together, possibly, before the robots thing. And in terms of the corruption, or Hades as it's known, that's got to be some core of the original AI that survived. Surely. And human beings being the bastards that they generally, a reasonable number of them are, no doubt started worshipping it like a death cult. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, you regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counsellors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. Should have done that more robotically. 1. Participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be possessed to work at a minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, for 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted to contact with the outside world. And death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. And of course, medical euthanasia. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counsellor when you are ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions. Now, should anyone ever, need my expertise, seems unlikely, for the continuation of the human race. I mean, yeah, alright, I'll do that 8 hours per week. And I'll quite happily give it a shot. Do you know what I mean? As long as there's a chance somewhere to get my nasties. I mean, that's the only real option, isn't it? Let's be honest. Hook up with another scientist type person. Is that new? For debriefing after presentation 2. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on the part of the counsellor. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasise that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Understand. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasise the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned, and if possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation, my goodness, as many times as they wish, and allow access to supplemental articles G01 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. Pardon me, I've got a bit of a chesty, coldy thing here, so I will cough and stuff like that. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period, during which counsellors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasise that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent and when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against his or her will. I just did that the wrong way around, and I don't know what that says about me. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision data corrupted. Right, okay. So everyone had a choice, but not much of a choice. That is the ultimate ultimatum, innit? Help us try to preserve humanity and life on Earth, or fucking off you fuck. But you know, you can off you fuck into the abyss with a nice little potion and herbs and stuff, or we'll just hold you here till it's too late for you to do anything else. No.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. It's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom.
And still isn't.
I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
I don't know if I'd call it atonement, mate. I mean, it's better than fuck all, but it's not atoning.
If you're still nauseous. No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No. Life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timor. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Albert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry?
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see.
Fair enough, mate.
Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
After which you're allowed to shuffle off the mortal coil of your own volition.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security, for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my old man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. He's kind of blue skying. It's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Taking the dead pill.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here.
No, you're not.
What are you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
Alert. Medical wing inaccessible.
Is this somewhere I've already been? No, no, isn't it? This is new. This is... I'm actually... I know this is probably boring for anyone watching, but I am genuinely fucking enjoying this. It may be because a lot of it is validation of a lot of stuff and news, or at least I thought was going to happen in terms of the overall plot of the game. Stranded shackles? What the fuck are stranded shackles? Only worth cash, apparently. So I'm guessing it's handcuffs of some description. It's got something else through here. Oh, come on, nothing? What is this room for then? Doesn't look there's anything to be climbed, and it's too wee for the camera to work. I do find it exceptionally annoying when in third-person games they make rooms too small for the camera in the game. Very annoying. Maybe that's part of the way out. Or maybe it's something to unlock later. Hello, what are you? Did we do this? We did. Just going to double check there's nothing over here, because it seems strange to me that there would be an area like this with like absolutely precisely fuck all in it. But it definitely appears that that is the case. And I did hear it say medical when unavailable, blah 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 blah. I really can't get into all that, but still. I believe it said inaccessible rather than unavailable, but I mean, both of them, both of those things could be wrong. Okay. Okay, where are we now? Is that a thing I haven't seen yet? Let's just double check I haven't missed anything over. Ah, that's what that is. Okay. Okay, straight on, then a left. It's got to be quite a serious fight at the end of this, isn't there? Oh, you can't go over there.
Intruder! Get her!
Saw me.
Whatever you do,
Here we go.
don't die now.
For the rifle!
Yeah, that was like the dumbest thing you could have possibly done. I keep holding an L2 to activate my Witcher senses, and it is clearly the wrong button for that. Before we go anywhere else. Oh, we definitely can't get back there at all. Okay. Okay. Right, there's this area off here to the left. This is a lot of lore happening all at once.
It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair. Not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art.
Which is important.
Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
That's why there's such a wide range of poetry in those metal flowers then. Which is again very interesting that they've chosen that. Like, there's no snippets of music and there's no which again could be short form, and there's no sort of visual art or sculpture or anything like that preserved so far, and maybe that's in the next game, but in this one it's just been the poetry and the metal flowers. I always assumed the metal flowers were a sort of code thing for, I don't know, gestation of the plant life and all that, because a lot of them were about nature itself and the beauty thereof. But obviously, I was looking at that in a very simple, maybe too complex a way, maybe too simplistic, you decide, I don't know which. Still very interesting though.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am. That ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural to be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Well, they worked hard to make that guy seem like an asshole. And so far they've gone with, he's got a southern accent and he likes porn.
Should give me the upper hand.
I mean, seems a little off, that's all I'm saying.
Is there another route?
I've done this before. Just need my focus.
Shouldn't be terribly surprised that these are the only direction I haven't been in yet. Okay, go that way.
Here we go. Another one of these. Need to... There's a part missing. Maybe there's a storage area nearby.
I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out. Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
So it's no doubt got to be the reverse of what it says on the thing? Maybe? There's the one at this side. That'll unlock something. Right away. Ah, okay, there it is. Left, up, left, down, right. So let's try that.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
Yeah, that's the one that's opened. And that isn't a door. Right, where does this lead? Fuck knows. Alright. Any more kestrels? Nope. Up here there may well be. This is probably the slowest anyone's ever done this, but still. I never said I would be quick.
Found one. Looks intact.
Wait, we're up here. Can I just walk across that? Yes, I can. Is there anything else up here? What was... that's just the weapons those douchebags dropped earlier on when I kicked the shit out of them. Alright.
That should do the trick. Now let's get that door open.
So now we've got down, right, up, left, down. So down. Right. Up. Left. Down. Did that work? I'm guessing it didn't. Okay, I must have been reading too much into that message. Oh well. So, up. Down, right, up. Down. No? It was backwards, not... Okay, so up. Right. So we're going from the bottom to the top. Up, right, down, left, up. Third time lucky. Shit. I mean... That is clearly incorrect. What did that thing say? What did that thing say and where is it? Can't even remember where the door that it leads to is. We've done up. And done left. And then down. And then right. Fuck does this lead? Am I stupid? Have I done something wrong? Where did... That's not where I came from. There it is.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Everything's in reverse. So we'll try this again. Down. Right. Down, right, down. Left, up. Done that. Done it the right way. I've done it the reverse of everything. So down. Right. Up. Down, right, up. Left, down. Nope. Okay, so if everything's in reverse, we go down, left, up. Right.
That did it.
Wow.
We should have power.
Now to see what lies beyond
That
it.
confused the shit out of me. But we got there. I say we, nobody else helped. It was all me. It was all me being super dumb and taking forever.
they're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia, it's up there. 2nd floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
Let's just creep away forwards. I should have said clever one-liners while I was killing all those dudes and I didn't. Because I was too busy concentrating on killing those dudes. Can you sneak me through?
Structural failure prevents access.
That's the last of them.
Structural failure. Repeat.
Or not.
Bleed for the shadow.
Oh, kill him. There we are. And for you, son.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
I think that's the end of it. There's still some creepy music. There's got to be stuff to look at and read and all that. And I really don't want to have to come back and do any of this ever again.
Alert. Area inaccessible. Elevators non-operational. Stairwells have collapsed.
And I keep getting my dodge, roll and jump buttons mixed up because I've been playing The Witcher. Which incidentally I completed my New Game Plus run off yesterday. It was great. The only thing that I really changed about this time was making sure I ended up with Yennefer, because that would make Geralt happy. And, you know, we should really be trying to make him at least a little happy. I've been here before? Yeah, I have. I thought I'd gone through there. Must have gone. I must have gone some other way. No, that's definitely the door I came in. It just closed behind me. Because trapped in a room with goons. Obviously, Alan, it's a game. Ooh, what a dummy. What a super dumb face.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs, for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger.
Tall necks and grazers and that.
Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software.
Is the corruption from the
Virtual
original
creativity made real. Gaia's already
robot
learning.
army.
In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical at places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw.
A Thunderjaw.
How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
Maybe that's... Maybe that's part of the design. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphologies. Thought it was going to be morphological studies. My apologies. Not totally. Sorry again. Not totally unexpected, given the rough natural terrain our bots will have to navigate. But I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Our designs aren't just functional; they feel almost, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind. As though she's already mourning the loss, and not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of our designs. So cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish that we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. So is Gaia worried about the rapid procreation and spread of humanity, and then made angry robots that weed them out? I don't think that's what it is. I think that's what you're supposed to think it is. I think the corruption, as it seems to be known, is part of the original crazy robot code. That caused a lot of the problems in the first place. Right, that's her room. Aye, that's the room where I killed all those dudes. Okay. Sorry, I always get lost. So, from Elizabeth Sobek to Margot Shen. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as the Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan, add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail though. Consult with Ayomide Okilo, I think, before you finalise the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials needed for the tower should be accounted for in the inventory plan. Elizabeth.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
Can I stick my speed in that? No. It's a typical sort of question I would ask, I suppose. Okay. Seriously? You built a back here and then put nothing back here. God damn you. Right, there must be a way in there. Folk are already killed. Ah, this is the high ledge these guys were on.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
Can't get through there. I thought that was a way through there. God freaking gosh damn it.
More eclipse.
Careful now.
Seriously?
All of this lost. The ancients' greatest gift to us.
Greatest? How about the fact we exist at all?
To abide in ignorance is a curse. Wait. You of all people should know that.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable.
Yeah, man, try
The
to,
challenges before
not back
us
your heart
are
on for what you're
immense.
doing and remember that humanity's about to
Specifically,
die.
we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world, ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
So I'm guessing that didn't all work that well. From Samina Abaji, who we just heard speaking to Elizabeth Sobek. Encapsulated DNA. And the winner is Encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of the data storage solutions: magnetic, optical, quantum, even that eternity tech that FAST was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution has one or more fatal shortcoming or comings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allotted space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300, 400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold 40% zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalise, of course, but to start with, we need to select inert material in which we'll embed the molecules, already testing 15 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the power systems and sealed reliquaries? Reliquaries, that's a new word. For me anyway. And sealed reliquaries, or reliquaries, that will keep the DNA at minus 18 degrees Celsius for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanised extinction. It's not just ironic but heroic, life as the hero beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time, peace be with you. Interesting. So they've encoded the library into people's DNA, but you don't know whose, or how much, or when, or any of that jazz. So I'm going to have to go in here and moderate all these guys, but again, before I do that, this has been a lot of me reading so far and not a huge deal else. Another email from Samina Abaji to Elizabeth Sobek. Subject: Apollo update. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of a copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 44,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed that goal from the outset, with the attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Aspasia personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Peace be with you, Samina. Interesting. This is all very interesting.
Move along now.
Anybody notice me yet? Nope, they're all ducking and covering, which, as we all know, helps in every eventuality other than this one or nuclear war. Which is the one they said it would help in.
Rost always said, patience. Can't really tell where the walls are and aren't. Because it's so fucking dark in here, which is extremely annoying. Like, where the fuck does this go? It's not a thing you can climb. I would genuinely rather just kill all these fannies. Like, right, I must need to get up there.
Who's there?
They're still looking.
Yeah, but is anyone coming up?
Fire!
Two left.
They're leaving.
Get over here! She's coming! Ugh. Can't see them. This will not go well.
Yeah!
That's the last of them. Alone once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders.
I've got a lot of fucking supply boxes here. Definitely gonna have to go for a pee soon. This has been quite long
Dr.
ago.
Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks.
Great. So destroyed not only the human race but pretty much every other race on Earth through stupidity, and then tried to pull the irons out the fire a bit too late. What a fucking dick. Hey, what is going on with this place? Is that where it came out from? No. I'm guessing that's going to be the way out. And then this is the way in here. Let's test that theory.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what the... what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine your Gaia 200 years from now and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. Spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
From Travis Tate to Elizabeth Sobeck. Noise complaints. Colour me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore? Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up lying, and you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialised razzle-dazzle, not a... God, I'm supposed to do this in that guy's accent. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a lighter of serum runoff than listen to Grey Swarm for 30 seconds. This would be alright if they hadn't just made up a bunch of fucking words. Hand to God, it's where on my mama's grave, and she was religious. No, that ain't the Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. As someone that listens to some death metal, this is quite offensive. Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen. Has nobody that wrote this game actually ever listened to any metal? Or heck, just come within 15 metres of the lab, ain't no Bashcore, you'll see, or hear rather, in the screech that rends the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor, and walls, and ceiling swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of gothic deathfish. Hallelujah. Do you know, there was the occasional bobag. Like, I used to work in a rock club, and there genuinely were people that took a lot of stuff too seriously on the scene and tried really, really hard to be metal as fuck, and it was just a little bit sad. You know what I mean? It's a little bit sad, like to try to engage your brain instead of, you know, that whole classic thing where people are too worried about what other people think of them and try to project an image of being super hardcore into, I don't know, some form of metal, whether it was hair metal or fucking thrash metal or death metal or grindcore or whatever it was. It's just... But none of those guys, not a single one of those motherfuckers, would ever be smart enough to be involved in trying to save the human race, and if they were, we would all be fucked. Sorry, last paragraph. As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal? Might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we was supposed to be coding Hades down here. How can you code, right? How can you code properly when you can't fucking write normal language in English? How can you code in a way that is where there's fucking syntax and stuff like that, that's the tiniest bit of it goes wrong, it's fucked? How can you write English this badly? Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? No, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. Do you know what, Trav? Fucking ram it up your arse, mate. Fucking dickbags. Here, just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth it, 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol, interesting, I had designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried our figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking our fingers, sometimes our arms too. So that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business. So I had to find a situation that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Silence is going to be part of Gaia, right? Yeah? Silence is going to be the Gaia equivalent of Hades. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system in reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background quietly, re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia would do to keep life going, even when it just simulated planet life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on pretty strong now. I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are pretty strong. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. I'll be back tomorrow. Alligators. So Gaia and Hades represent both the light and the dark sides of the Force, and there must be balance between them. Otherwise, some fucking bad shit happens or some crap, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to those War Star movies, that's what they're called, right? Yeah? What? Oh, another one from Samina. Mr. Tate with Elizabeth copied in. Oh. Mr. Tate. This mail concerns Apollo Archive submission something. Your 666th submission in just 5 days. And oh, what a doozy. Haha, cause 666 is the number of the beast. And people that listen to metal are always dumb fucks that go roar! Nihilism without knowing what nihilism is. Pish. Despite earlier warnings regarding inappropriate materials, he chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts. 1. For giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favourite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one but all 16 installments of making a millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved. Extreme perhaps, but art. 2. For clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself. The definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate's admitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save, after all. Or the rest of us do, anyway. Well, I mean, I'm not a big fan of censorship or anything, but that guy sounded like a total dick. Like an absolute fucking fly. All the way through, he's been such a hugely negative stereotype, actually.
The only way onwards.
But there we are. Happens to a lot of people, I suppose. But still, that's actually the first character so far that's had no depth whatsoever. He's had some depth, right, but not very much, right? Okay, right? Right. Well. And I'd like to talk about the benefits of technical death metal, alright? It's not all just wankers that go...
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it.
As clones.
A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034
It was clones!
provisions
It was
and
clones
the
all
2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances. But, as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Wow. I like how they picked a guy with a German accent for all the clone chat. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation. Astonishing. I don't know what you had to give far as anything trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risks of ECMO resolved, nutrition delivery resolved, hormonal stability resolved, 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges. But I'm confident that they can be resolved. I'm going to rest a few hours and then get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours. PBK, because that's his name. Obvious. Development of the artificial personae for Cradle Servitors, Nurturer, Disciplinarian, Healer continues at a good pace. We are targeting 0.4 of these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behaviour sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated. Especially concerning are entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinarian and healer personae. I have also attached the reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother personae intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behaviour. A parental argument, if you will. Amusing on first glance perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings and just data corrupted. Ulithia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Zhejiang province could detect it. Feedback from crucial systems is good. For our maiden voyage, a success. Sorry, I've got a horrible throat thing that's just tickling at the back of my throat. And it makes me want to cough and stuff like that, but I can't quite. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection, of course I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. In addition to personally overseeing completion of the Ulithia 02 site inside Mount Nyamuli, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within them. Right, gotta get up them stairs. Right, I think I've done everything in here. Guess so. Sorry, I tried to do that before the minute, but...
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Right, we're definitely going down here and seeing what's happening. Really? Fuck all? Really? Do I have this corridor here? Why do you keep doing this in the game? Wow, I mean... Okay. Yep. Nothing back here.
Would benefit from antilopine morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
Would benefit from antilopine morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief.
So that's the Gaia? They've given one... Getting scared? Johnny
Gaia,
5 is fucking alive as shit, mate.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
All think what? God.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
So, Hades acquired, this is me guessing plot stuff. Hades acquired the kill switch, and in response to that having happened, Gaia birthed a clone of Elizabeth Sobek in order to save the world, because she's the only person smart enough and intelligent enough and with the moxie and the elbow grease required to save all life on the planet, not just human life, just all life. I think that's where we are. I think that's where we are. And I'm quite impressed with myself for having worked that out without any other bullshits around it. Right, can I open this door and not wet myself? Not out of excitement, I just die.
Full already.
Oh shit, dude. Odyssey has failed. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed. Elizabeth. I'm guessing it's not, and she's just told him that as a little bit of extra motivation, but we probably won't find out till the next game. Let us be honest. It's coming along, this. I'm positive about it. If those words can still mean anything... Oh. I'm positive about it if those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas suspended in what-ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and whales, thousands more that will have to wait their turn until a new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so that they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. It's already been too many too lates. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar? Samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again, but not now. Not like this. Not on our watch. From Ronson. Missing a B from the start of your name there, son. So there's an interesting debate to be had there where we talk about sort of the reintroduction of species to the Earth through, well, growing them in a laboratory and then describing that as not too late, but there comes a point when it is. If you get to the point where you have to do that, it is too late. And If you don't intellectually learn your lesson from that, then it becomes a series of too lates until the point where the sun dies out and you can't sustain life on Earth. Or you're actually sending out little fucking little ships full of genetic material and hoping you'll hit a planet where life's sustainable. Like fucking firing out your little seed of evil through planets so that you can consume and destroy them through your just constant being. Anyway, I think there's an interesting but wider philosophical point there to be touched upon, I think. So yeah, what is that? Is that a button I should push?
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
No, not this cunt. Shit! The time's just kicked off, and means I'm not going to be able to go for a pee.
Still alive. Good.
No, it's fucking red-haired
I have a
editing.
more suitable death in mind for you, child. My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun.
Took my focus.
Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along.
That's my focus. There's my spear.
When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why?
Because you're a cunt, mate.
With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew.
His face is totally
Priest
for that voice.
went missing. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist. A simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
Because Hades and Gaia are in your brain. Kinda want to say that, but also that.
See that scar on your cheek? You didn't get to finish.
Yes, I remember. He fought well. For a savage.
Don't you talk shit about
His
my
name was
dad.
Frost, and he was a better man than you could ever hope to be.
The better
Fucking
man
beat your boss,
is the one who
David.
doesn't end up with his guts steaming on the ground. No, it wasn't him. I could have finished you before he attacked, but I didn't. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Meant to eliminate High Priest Bahavas. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Yeah, it's a puppet.
Some destiny. You're following orders, not some grand cosmic design. You're a puppet, with Hades yanking the strings. A pawn pushed around by larger forces. It'd be laughable if there weren't so much killing involved. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
The dark side is
Do you
powerful.
really not hear how ridiculous that sounds?
Seductive.
You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it.
We'll see, sunshine.
You fail to grasp the point.
Shadow shine.
As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then enter this cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
Yeah!
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place. Exactly where it belongs.
Show me your moves.
Beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east.
Oh, shit.
To rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land.
Oh, no, you
ordered
didn't.
every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
I mean, they did, but wholesale slaughter is not the answer. In the wider scheme of things, no life is irrelevant, particularly when the fucking everything is so finely in the balance.
Why butcher dozens of innocents for no gain? It's a waste of effort.
You're right. I won't even be there to enjoy it. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus. Such a powerful device, isn't it?
Don't you dare break it.
And yet, so fragile.
He fucking broke it.
So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
Yeah, you've taken my utility belt and then you're leaving me in a death trap unguarded for a long period of time to see what happens. What a fucking dickhead.
Karja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day soon to break. And when it
They
does,
just said the title of the game.
the false Sun King will be dead.
Don't tell
and Holy
anyone.
Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature join to one cause.
Can I do two halves?
Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold!
Oh, not these cunts. Yeah, you fucking hate. They don't
Hold
look
your
up to you.
seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? How else could shadows such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause? Many years ago, to consecrate this great ring, the Radiant Turan ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth. Mighty is the behemoth in the eye of the sun, but it is mightier still, infused with the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die. Let her be the first of thousands!
Fucking bring it on. But I mean, please give me a weapon. Please. Please, a weapon. Silence, throw me a weapon. Erin, throw me a weapon. Some motherfucker, throw me a bow. Throw me a bow. So close.
I'll never beat that thing without weapons. My weapons aren't on the platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I could use its strength against it. That pillar's weak. Another hit, and that pillar will come down. That makes a mess. I haven't been able to take a behemoth's charge either.
I'm glad they didn't take my medicine back. That's good news.
He's coming. That did it. One more pillar and that platform will come down. And my weapon's with it.
Oh! Shit, dude.
Gotta get out of the way.
I don't know where the fucking thing is. Jesus. Jesus.
I should try luring the behemoth into the pillars.
Did that hit? Where did that hit? Oh, fuck off, no. Oh, I failed. Thank God. Right. Now, my friends, there was some fucking shit to be handed out in terms of getting battered in the face.
Hey! Guess who got her weapons back? Now you're just a big dumb target. Come and get it!
Oh, I don't have my focus to scan it. Fucker. Oh no. So let's take out the things that are throwing machinery and rocks at me. the right type of armor? No, I am not.
Those components on the sides of its head. They've got something to do with the swift attacks.
Yes, I know that. I should have done this fucking ages ago.
Freeze canister on its hips. Cryo image should set it off. Canister on its belly. Looks important.
Oops. There we go. There we go. Do I need this? I mean... How's that still working? Mate, how's that still working? I wonder what would happen, right? If I went here and just checked what's in the belly. Three holders we got. Yeah. Got the tier things, power cells up there. I mean, shock's the best thing I could probably try. That's it. Guess it's time for the hardpoint arrows. Despite firing all those tail arrows. Come on, son. Some judgment is you're gonna get fucked up. Colosseum's fucked, mate. Nah, I mean... Oh, fucking bring them down. Bring them down. This is going to be a hard thing, actually. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I'm actually very scared, but... Is there only 2 of them? I thought there were 3. That's not so bad.
Why leave it to them? Come get me yourself!
Yeah, you fucking pussy. What? Oh, it's the cavalry! Oh, they brought some Ravager pals. I'd actually have taken that fight more, I don't think I'd have won it. But this is cool. Show your face. So Silence used to be one of them. So there's a little cheeky little double number where he was originally part of the Hades plan that Gaia corrupted.
So you're here. Really here. You risked your life.
Of course I did. If you'd been killed, the Nora's sacred mountain would never have given up its secrets.
Too bad you wasted your time then. Helis destroyed my focus. And the Alpha Registry with it.
Not at all. The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I've duplicated every data file you scanned. Installing that data to a new focus was trivially easy. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to
Wow.
like you, Silence. But I guess I need this.
It's time to
No,
see
that's
where you were
fucking cool,
born.
mate.
Maybe you'll even learn why.
He's
Yeah.
gay.
Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off.
Wait.
Yes?
Let's start with this, in case we don't get
Helis
another one.
recognized you back in the Sun Ring. You told me that you'd assisted the Eclipse. Not that you knew the man who killed my... who almost killed me.
So now you know. The man is a serious threat. So let's do all we can to make sure that he and Hades don't succeed.
I mean, yeah.
Right. How did you track my location when I wasn't wearing a focus?
Really, Aloy?
Where the hell else is it
It
going to
doesn't
take
take
me?
a genius to surmise that Helis would throw you into the Sun Ring at high noon. I wore out 2 striders getting here in time, but I did. Now be on your way.
You, sir. Do not dismiss me.
Since when can you override machines?
Ever since you discovered the technique. I had to destroy a corrupted to obtain the necessary parts, of course. But your example showed me how to do that as well. Yet another benefit of monitoring your activities through your focus. Truth be told, the underlying logic of the technique isn't so different from rites practiced by Banuk shamans. Though, of course, far more advanced.
Great. You're welcome, I guess.
I like her so much. I genuinely like her so much for being like, oh, well, go fuck yourself.
I'll be on my way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an Eclipse detachment to attack the Nora Sacred Land. The tribe's already weak. They won't stand a chance. You should come with me.
I was going to say no.
Absolutely not. I have preparations to make elsewhere.
What kind of...
I just farted.
Why
Don't
do
know
I
if you
bother
heard,
asking?
but I
You're
haven't.
not going to tell me.
When the time is right, I'll be in touch. I'll contact you later. In the meantime, Should you need to return to Shadow Carja territory, I brought armor to conceal your identity.
You think of everything, don't you?
One of us has to. Aloy, when you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel. For your sake, I hope there is someone waiting there for you inside the mountain. Not a what, but a who. Yeah!
Well, where the fuck does that leave us then?